Hello, and thank you for joining us for another installment of United Way's Community Impact Series. My name is Connor Coots, United Way intern in for Katie. Today we have two very special guests, Catherine Comertus from Youth Homes, as well as Rebecca Hargis from Dan Fox Foster Care. And we're really hoping to learn about the kind of work these two ladies do. So thank you for joining us, and let's get started. So, Rebecca, being a foster parent is something very noble, very admirable, but something that no doubt people have a lot of questions about. My first question to you, kind of dissecting this process, is what exactly is the process for a family that is interested in exploring foster care square one?
In Helena, there are several routes for foster parents, prospective foster parents, to explore. And I think it's important for them to explore so that they can figure out what is right for them. The state provides what we call standard level foster care. And then there are 3 agencies in the community to do therapeutic foster care. That includes our agency, Intermountain, and Youth Dynamics Incorporated. So I think the best way to start is probably to go online and search for those agencies or go to the state's website, because the state has a lot on becoming a foster parent. Then after you have looked at that, it's important that you contact those agencies and go through their parenting classes if you decide on which direction you want to go. So the state has parenting classes that are 15 hours, and then you have to go through a home study and then background checks and get licensed and that. Through therapeutic foster care, you have to do 30 hours of training. And we also do the background checks, the home studies, and get people licensed. It is the state that ultimately licenses everybody, but we do all the work to collect the information for people to get licensed.
Very thorough and very good. Let us talk numbers. How many children are you looking to place in foster homes?
Well, that's kind of a complicated question because we can only place as many as kids as we have foster families for. And right now we only have 4 families licensed. One already has a placement. 2 want to do what we call respite care, and the 3rd is looking for a placement. And we are always recruiting foster parents. In fact, we are going to have classes starting in October. They will go every Tuesday and Thursday in October, and we're having an informational session tonight at our offices at 6 o'clock. And then we're also having another informational session on next Wednesday at noon. And that's at 619 North Last Chance Gulch. And anybody's welcome. Anybody that's interested, come to the informational sessions.
And it's free.
Yes,
That's the best part.
it's free.
That's great. So we know no one foster child's the same. The cases are unique in every sense of the word. What are some of the reasons that a child might be in foster care in the first place?
The reasons are pretty basic. It's abuse, either sexual or physical abuse. It's abandonment. It's neglect. And right now, there are 2,693 youth in foster care, and 433 of those youth are looking to be adopted. And their age range is from infant to teenager.
Is that just in the state of Montana?
That's just the state of Montana.
Can you repeat that number?
The total number in foster care or in the system is 2,693.
And 400 are looking.
433 looking for adoption.
That's profound. And so you mentioned ages, and parenting has many facets, but some foster parents may be looking for a certain age range, and it's very versatile, as you mentioned. But is there an average age that you're looking at?
Well, according to the statistics that I just received, the average age of the kids looking for adoption is about 8.5 years of age.
Okay. Very good. If a family isn't ready to commit to being a foster family, are there other ways they can help?
Definitely. They can be mentors. They can
tutor.
tutor,
They can volunteer.
volunteer. Youth Homes has a variety of services in which they could be doing volunteer work.
We know the youth is, those times are very formative. What's the biggest thing, this is a subjective question, but to really be all out in volunteering that a foster child is looking for? And anyone, volunteer, a parent?
They're looking for connection. They're looking to be in a family. They're looking to have a normal or average life, to be a kid, to go to school, to do well.
Yeah.
Or to have siblings. You know, a lot of times families will have siblings or children of their own, and to have a connection with siblings as well is a piece that's often missing.
And I stress the importance, I mean, if somebody's interested, but the fact is anybody can support, and it's a very community effort, supporting the kids in a lot of different ways, a lot of different personalities. That's very good. Thank you. And Catherine, I have some questions for you specifically about youth homes, and I have a broad one. What is a youth home, and what are the youth homes look like in this area? Why might somebody be in a youth home? Could you go over those things for us?
Sure. So first of all, Youth Homes is a nonprofit organization. It's based out of Missoula, Montana, and we have several different offices. One is in Helena, and our other offices are in Polson, Hamilton, I'm missing one. Kalispell, of course. And we all have group homes in the community. In Helena, we have 2 group homes. So it's the Margaret Stewart Group Home, and we have the Jan Shaw Home for Girls. So the Margaret Stewart Group Home is a boys and girls home, and it's usually a shelter for at-risk youth. They can stay with us anywhere from 24 hours to several months. And Jan Shaw is a therapeutic group home for girls, which is more intensive care. It's therapy. They live at the group home for up to several months, so usually the stay is a bit longer. So what we do in the community is we take at-risk youth. Sometimes there's a substance abuse problem. They could be in the custody of Child Protective Services, youth probation. There's multiple reasons why they will come to stay with us. Usually it's kind of a tough situation. So what we can do is give them a safe place to stay until they figure out where they need to go, where they need to be. We can offer them a safe home and a full staff to take care of them. And we encourage all of our kids to go to school. So everybody is usually in high school. We usually deal with teenagers anywhere from 13 to 17 years of age. So that's kind of just a little glimpse of what we do.
So you're working with youth who need help.
Exactly.
My question is, this is subjective too, and it doesn't have to be an official testimony, but what kind of things are they getting out of this? I mean, no doubt having that help and support is good, so what kind of things do you see from the youth in benefiting from the youth homes?
Sure. So you probably know that being a teenager nowadays is really tough. So, and it's getting so much harder. Luckily, we're in a community where we can support children and teenagers who are having troubles at home, troubles at school, maybe a substance problem, maybe trouble with the law. So what we do is we kind of help them figure things out. It's a safe place to stay. Hopefully we can encourage them to go to school, kind of get their life back on track, maybe get a job, and just kind of start building their life again. And then with a group of people, with a staff of adults who they can trust and respect. So that's something, kind of giving them kind of a shelter from the storm, so to speak.
Yeah. And that really is the way to do it. For both of you, my final question is for both youth homes and adoption. Do you see anything on the horizon, any new projects or goals that you hope for to maybe include the community or better your organizations?
Well, recently we were just awarded a $200,000 grant. It's called a Youth in Crisis Diversion Grant, and Department of Health and Human Services just awarded that. And something that we're trying to do is to cut down on crisis situations that will pull a youth out of their home. Usually there's a mental health piece to it, so what we want to do is keep them either in their home or keep them out of the hospital, kind of keep the things from escalating. So what we'll do is we'll have a 24-hour hotline that's available to youth in crisis and their families, and we'll also have a very helpful website that will have multiple resources and numbers in different ways that a teen or a kid or a parent can, or a counselor, can get involved with an agency where they can get help, the help that they need. So that's really exciting, and that's coming up on the horizon very quickly.
And one of the wonderful things that have come out of this is more community collaboration between agencies, and we have developed a website for parents that's, I think, very user-friendly, that helps them negotiate. If my kid's got this problem, who do I contact? Where do I go? So I think you're asking about the future, and I think community collaboration has been big on my list, that we're all in this together. Let's all do this together.
We all want to help children the best we can, so.
Build relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the future is very bright, it sounds like. Catherine, Rebecca, thank you very much for joining us, and that does it for us at United Way's Community Impact Series. We hope you at home learned about this great organization for the community, and that you'll join us next time for our next installment. Thank you very much.